My name is Leonard, and I am the operational manager at Recovery Cafe Soto. For the past 15 years, Recovery Cafe has been a refuge of healing and hope for thousands of people in recovery from the traumas of substance use, mental health challenges, and homelessness. Our community is grounded on the idea that the opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection. We connected with our members through recovery circles, classes, meals, resources, and an abundance of personal connection. Our community has continued to grow with the opening of Recovery Cafe Soto, which is our second Seattle location in January of this year. When the pandemic started, we moved quickly to find safe ways to serve our members, some of the most vulnerable people in our community. In a flash, we were faced with the challenge of loving and supporting our members in new ways. But a community of love can still thrive without being in person. And one of the first programs we brought back after closing is our recovery circles, including Killian's Circle, where the members share their experiences since the pandemic started.
I'm Dawn, and I'd like to start out with I am in recovery and I have 12 years clean. When the whole COVID thing started, I was really sad because I didn't have my circle anymore. Killian first derived and brought up a Zoom recovery circle. I was really excited and really on board with it. It gives me a chance to connect with the women that I've come to know and love very much.
I've been coming to the cafe since 2004. I've been doing substance abuse recovery since 87, 88, I forgot. Anyway, a while ago. I've been coming to the Recovery Cafe ever since. And so I'm an old timer and I can't say enough good things about it. During the quarantine, it has helped me to practice staying home, staying safe, staying in compliance, doing things that I don't necessarily, doing a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily have put on my book of things to do.
Yeah, so my name is Sarah B. Hi. I can start off with saying I'm an alcoholic and addict in recovery. Like I kind of touched on before, I started coming to the cafe because I needed a safe place to go. Cafe was literally right across the street from where I was living. And some friends of mine, some people I knew and cared about and respected, they kept asking me, why aren't you going to the cafe?
So, my name is Joan. I'm a disabled veteran. I've been in the Army in the 70s and in the Navy in the 80s. And why I'm disabled is from being violently assaulted when I was in the Army. And I did some physical damage, but the psychological damage is worse than the physical damage. And I've spent the next 40 years of my life getting over it. And I'm in a much better place for being in the Recovery Cafe, and I've lost track of how many years I've been involved with the Recovery Cafe. I don't know, 10 years or something like that.
It's been a rough couple of weeks for me, which you guys know that. For the other people who may be listening, I'm having difficulty going outside, and it's not because I think that I'm going to get sick. It's just an overwhelming anxiety of leaving the comfort and safety of my apartment, which is not something I typically struggle with. From the very bottom of my heart, that if it weren't for the cafe providing this phone that I'm currently using, it's the only reason I'm able to do this Zoom meeting. If it weren't for this phone, things would be a lot worse for me right now.
It's been a really rough week for me too, because I feel like I want to get loaded, and when I share that, it takes the power out of it. It will take away whatever I'm feeling for a little while, but I know that when I come back, I'll lose the very thing that took me years to get, and that was my self-respect.
Feeling a little bit flat on emotions, but knowing that I have a whole bunch of community people with the Recovery Cafe, because I have the circle, I have the contacts that I had in my cell phone before the pandemic separated us all. I have the safe place writing. I'm still doing yoga. I'm not excited. I am excited. Couldn't do it without the cafe, and that's my salvation.
The circles have been a really important touchstone, and the Zoom meetings, given the circumstances, the Zoom meetings are the way to make up for it, and it's working. And so I guess that's something good to say about the cafe, is that my life has been zipping right. Either that, or I'm going, getting senile dementia, and I don't notice the passage of time. That's also possible. But everybody needs to have a community, an extended family. And they say that, someone famous said it. I forget who it was. It said that, it's George Burns. It's like everybody should have, everyone needs to have a loving extended family in another city.
But it's cool that I can just walk in, I can plop down. In the before times, I could plop down at a table in usually the faith room. And everybody knows me. We all know one another. We're comfortable with one another. And, when somebody comes in from out of town, it's like, oh yeah, dude, please sit in on our circle. And you can tell I'm getting excited because I just said, dude, please come sit in on our circle so you can learn how we run things here, so you can open a cafe in your city. Yes, please sit in with us, because I want to spread this kind of magic anywhere it can happen.
And though they're not in person, the members of Killian's Recovery Circle show their love for each other after each check-in in their own special way. Restarting Recovery Circles is not the only service we're offering to our members. We have launched our teleconnection support almost immediately, distributing phone to our members so we can stay connected with them with one-on-one support. We began distributing meals out of the cafe 7 days a week, where we have distributed over 10,000 lunches and dinners and 2,000 masks. Some of our School for Recovery classes have continued to meet, including our Safe Place for Writers group and virtual yoga and meditation. We also began hosting Resource Connection Days once a month at the cafe, where members can gain access to medical care, COVID testing, masks, foods, toiletries, clothing, and more. We have continued to work with the 20 other cafes across the country and British Columbia who have adjusted their services to meet the needs of the members. We are eagerly awaiting the day where we can be in community in person again, but our commitment to serving those in our community has never wavered, and we will continue to meet our members where they are and help them thrive.